Simone, where are you? Do you know what's happened in my room? I just came home from the grocery store, and when I went upstairs, I found out that the room had turned into a complete disaster. My belongings are scattered all over the place. And I've also noticed that you and your husband's belongings are here in my room too. Oh, hasn't our mother-in-law told you? The room once belonged to you and your husband, and it's now mine. I simply did what I was supposed to do to claim ownership of the room. What? How could it be? Mom totally kept me in the dark about this. But why all of a sudden did she make that decision without even telling me firsthand? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. Oh, Naomi. Mom announced that yesterday after dinner while you were busy with cleaning the dishes. You were always the last to know everything in our family, aren't you? Mom decided that Flynn and I will be living in the biggest room of the house because I'm pregnant with his child. Oh my goodness, really? Congratulations, sis! I'm so happy and excited for you and Flynn. It's a wonderful piece of news because you guys just got married for nearly 1 month and you're already expecting his child. Happy or jelly? I bet someone is definitely seething with anger after hearing this news, especially when that person was given 5 years but still couldn't accomplish what I could in barely 1 month. What are you implying, Simone? Are you calling me out for not having kids during my 5-year marriage with my husband? Well, yeah. Who could it possibly be other than you? I'm surprised that an imbecile like you could get hold of my insinuations so quickly. Anyways, just get your filthy garbage out of my room as quickly as possible. I don't want them in my sight any second longer. What? How can you say that to me? And I can't believe that Mom is treating me like this. After all the years I've dedicated to taking care of the whole family, now this is what I get in return? Yeah, bitter much. Oh, just so you know, Mom also bought me a 30,000 set of diamond jewelry, a few Louis Vuitton handbags, and of course, the Gucci sequin dress that I'd been wanting for years. There's a lot more to it, but that's all I can think of right now. Yeah, good to hear how generous Mom is to you, especially compared to how she's been to me for the past 5 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. It must have been rough for you these couple of years, huh? Well, I wouldn't want to make you feel any worse than you already do. But my husband even requested some days off from work so we can enjoy our luxury trip to France together. Ah! He called it an extended version of our honeymoon. It's cute, isn't it? Gosh, it's hard to keep up with all these gifts that Mom and Flynn keep showering me with. Yeah, cool, whatever. Where will me and Chris be staying, by the way? In my old room, of course. But I gotta warn you, be careful with the dog waste on the floor. Ugh, you and your dog are both equally insufferable. It's just like what they always say, like owner, like dog. I think the most significant difference between the two of you is that you're potty trained and your dog isn't. Ugh! How dare you come up with those disrespectful words? If I were in your shoes right now, I'd be more careful, especially when Mom is around. Oh, by the way, you should probably prepare Chris for that disappointing news when he returns from his business trip. I mean, it's not like he's gonna be thrilled at it, but hey, maybe he'll surprise us all and take it like a champ. Don't think your pathetic mockery is enough to offend me. I'm not the kind of person who gets easily offended, and I certainly don't care what you think of me. So go ahead and keep trying, but you're really just wasting your time. It's okay, Naomi. You don't have to try to be tough because I literally can tell that you're crumbling inside, aren't you? On second thought, I think it's not new for someone who's unable to have children like you to be insulted and disrespected, right? Poor Naomi. She doesn't even have a clue what kind of disgrace she'll be facing in the future. Naomi, where have you been skulking around all day? I haven't seen your face anywhere in this house. I need you to be in my room right now, so don't make me ask you again. But Simone, didn't you ask me to get some remedies for your morning sickness? I mean, you've already given me a mile-long checklist of what to buy. And honestly, looking at it makes me think that War and Peace is nothing but a short story. Anyways, I'm almost finished with your shopping list and I'll be home soon. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't need those things anymore, so you can just throw them away or do whatever you please with them. In fact, I've just compiled another list of my diet plan, clothing, and some hygiene products that I need you to pick up for me. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. What? Do you have any idea how long it took me to find everything there is on the list? Almost 3 hours. Look, Naomi, I don't give a care how long you spent on searching for those stupid things. Just get rid of them already. I said I don't need them anymore and there's no point in repeating myself. Anyways, I've just sent you the new shopping list, but you can rush to the stores and pick up the items later. For now, I want you to show up at home immediately. Gosh, not again. What's so important? Look, I've taken care of everything you could possibly need for the day. Your breakfast is waiting for you in the kitchen. Your clothes are washed and folded. Your dog is fed and watered. The trash is taken out, and your room is clean. What more do you want from me? Seriously. Come home and see for yourself. Did you know that the dog has peed all over my room again? This is the third time this week already. Oh, that. I did clean up your room. Maybe Peter did that after I was gone? Anyways, how could I possibly keep track of your dog's peeing habit? I told you to train him to pee in the right place. Why didn't you do as I ordered? Or are you too dumb to understand human language? If the slippery floor made me trip and lose my baby, you'll be the one who has to take the blame for all of this. Well, I did try to teach him to use the potty tray appropriately, but he doesn't listen to what I say. I mean, you're his owner, so you should be the one who instructs him, not me. What? How dare you talk back to me like that? Are you seriously gonna let a pregnant woman do such a thing? Imagine how our mother-in-law would react if she ever found out about this. Look, I don't want to make you look bad in mom's eyes, which you already did. So come back to help me clean this mess instantly, and I'll consider letting you off the hook this time. Fine. I'm coming home anyway. No need to rush. Another thing? Why is there a wrinkle on my husband's shirt? I told you to iron it carefully until all the wrinkles were flattened out. Can't you even follow these simple instructions? Oh right, maybe it's too difficult to understand for a flat-brained person like you. I did iron it carefully enough. Maybe I just missed that one spot. But come on, it's just one simple wrinkle. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. A simple wrinkle? Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I never heard of what you just said. You know very clearly how particular Flynn is about his shirts. That simple wrinkle you mentioned was the spark that ignited a heated argument between my husband and me this morning. He accused me of being incompetent to iron a shirt, calling it a simple task. So why don't you roll up your sleeves and take matters into your own hands? I mean, ironing a shirt is definitely not too much for a pregnant woman to handle after all. What? Do you think it's fair to expect a mother-to-be to do household chores? Don't force me to get our mother-in-law involved in this trifle, because you won't like the outcome of it. Last time I remember, your little riot got you a severe tongue lashing from both my husband and our mother-in-law. As I recall, you were complaining about being treated unfairly in the house, right? Oh, you don't test my limits. You don't know what I'm capable of. Oh yeah, I'm testing your limits. And what are you gonna do about that then? I guess you can only blame yourself for not being able to give your husband, Chris, a child sooner. A child will come when they are ready, and I'm not interested in forcing that. Well, just hold on to that closed-minded belief of yours. As for me, I see my child as an opportunity to solidify my place in this wealthy family. Look at me now, just 2 months pregnant with Flynn's child, and I'm already being treated like a queen in this household. I can have anything I want right now just by snapping my fingers. Mom's taking so good care of me that she's even afraid to pull a single hair on my leg. Yeah, I'm not sure how long your luxury and lavish life will last, but enjoy it while you can. How long it'll last? Are you threatening me right now? It'll last for as long as I want it to, because as opposed to me, you've become nothing but a lowly servant who does everything that she's told. So know your place in the house and come home to clean the mess in my room! Hey Simone, do you know what's happened to my room and my belongings lately? I remember checking the room very carefully to make sure everything's in order before going outside. However, I always come back to a mess. And strangely enough, it's only my stuff that's affected. And why are you asking me that question? Are you deliberately accusing me of messing up with your belongings? Well, I haven't mentioned a word about you meddling with my things. You're the only one who's just confessed to your own sin. If you put it that way, then there's no point in me denying it. Pray tell, why must I defend myself from rummaging through your belongings when I can do so publicly and admit it without being reproached? Surely you are not so naive as to believe that I would be ashamed of my actions. are you? I'm warning you. You're threatening my self-respect. Don't push me or I'll lose my temper. I'm well aware about what you did and have been doing to sabotage me. Oh, really? And what exactly were you accusing me of? Listen very carefully. I put a ring in the red box on the left corner of the table. I need to know where it is now. That ring is a precious heirloom that I inherited from my late mother. It's the only thing I have left of her, so I can't afford to lose it. I know you have it. Tell me where you hid it or I will be forced to take more drastic measures. Ugh, that hideous ring. It was too tight for my left index finger and I couldn't get it off no matter how hard I tried. Finally, I had to use soap in order to remove the ring from my finger, which made it slip down the sink by accident. In the end, it's not my fault that your stupid ring got stuck on my finger. If you're lucky enough, you can take a chance and find it in the sewers. Who knows? Oh, what? How could you say it like that? It was you who tried it on without my permission. Now you're blaming the ring for being too tight for your finger? What is this all about? Do you know how expensive the ring is? It's worth $7,000. And I'm not just talking about its monetary value, but most importantly, it's a keepsake from my mother and it has a lot of sentimental value to me. Oh, really? Had I known how much it costs, I would have sold it for money. Ugh. Such a shame. And why wasting your time explaining to me the sentimental value of your stupid ring? Do you seriously think that it would guilt trip me? Naomi, your stupid naivety never fails to impress me. How dare you even say such a thing? You know what? I'm done being pushed around like a puppet, and I'm tired of slaving away for you, your husband, and the whole family. I'm regaining my self-independence, starting from now on. Oh, look at the little girl finally standing up for herself. How brave of you. I'm sure if your parents were still alive, they'd be so proud. In fact, your determination is so inspiring, I almost felt a tear welling up in my eye. Almost. Nonetheless, if you're fighting your way out to freedom, no need to do so because Mom will kick you out of the house sooner or later. What? Mom's kicking me out? What do you mean by that? Well, it means that you'll be packing your things and leaving this house soon. Oh, for heaven's sake, can you please try to keep up? Why do I have to keep repeating myself and explain everything to you word by word? I know you were born without a brain, but you don't have to be this stupid. But after all, your parents died when you were at a very young age, so it's understandable that you're not fully educated. Hey, don't you dare insult my parents! But why is Cindy doing this to me? Where am I supposed to live from now on? And what makes you think your problem has anything to do with me? I'm just passing on my mom's words to you, so I don't have the duty to clarify it. Nevertheless, I think I know pretty sure why Mom wants you to leave the house. As a matter of fact, your role in this house as Chris's wife is about to be terminated. Why are you saying that? It's true that we've had some arguments for the last couple of months, but Chris never gave me any indication that he wanted to end our marriage. Well, Chris hasn't said anything about it himself, but our mother-in-law has been spending all of her time browsing various dating platforms. She even asked me to write a compelling self-presentation for him so that she can help him promote himself. It seems like she's really determined to find him a new life partner, doesn't it? So now I'm nothing but a useless burden in this house, waiting to be thrown away when my mother-in-law decides she's had enough of me? Exactly! I'm quite impressed by how quickly you identify the crux of the matter. But if you really think about it, is it really a downgrade compared to what you were before? I bet not. Anyways, Mom is asking for my help on deciding which girl Chris should match with on Tinder, so I may have to end our conversation here. I must admit, it's always fun having a little chit-chat with you once in a while. Yeah, making my life miserable is just one of your greatest joys in life, right? I'm glad you're happy now, but I guarantee you'll get a taste of your own medicine soon enough. Naomi, can you give me a quick and understandable explanation about all of this? When did you find out about my secret? Oh, longer than you think, actually. In fact, I pretended like nothing happened to help you conceal it from everyone else in the house for the sake of our relationship. Despite my attempts to help you, you continue to overstep my boundaries with your misbehavior. The day you lost my mother's ring was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I knew I had to stand my ground and fight against your escalating attacks. Ugh, but I always hide it so well! How on earth did you get your hands on it? Well, it's all thanks to your little dog, Peter. One day, I found out that he was trying hard to reach out for something under your bed. Curious, I bent down to see what was hidden. It turned out to be an artificial baby bump, and it had a bit of chocolate on it, which explained why Peter was so drawn to it. My gut feeling told me to keep looking, so I searched your room further. I found the secret compartment in your closet, and inside was a collection of fake pregnant bellies, along with some fake pregnancy tests. Ugh, what? That stupid dog! I knew I shouldn't have brought along that stupid, stinky creature with me to the house in the first place. All it does is just sniffs around and marks its territory all over the place. Well, from my perspective, you're the only one to blame after all of this. You know what they say, if you don't want to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, don't put it there in the first place. Oh, I can't believe you're cruel enough to rat me out with my mom and husband. I have never felt such a blinding, all-consuming rage as I did when they confronted me about my secret. Flynn yelled at me all morning. Cindy, on the other hand, made me kneel down and beg for her forgiveness. Well, that's the consequence you could have easily avoided. However, you chose to ignore the warning signs, and now punishment is what you get. Well, they kicked me out of the house, took everything they had given me before, and left me to rot on the streets. Can you believe it? You, Flynn, Cindy, even Chris. You're all heartless people. Now I have nowhere to stay other than homeless shelters. Cruel and heartless? Have you ever looked back at what you did to me and felt a sense of guilt? Just a little bit? You made my life a living hell. Day after day, you treated me like your servant, lost my mother's ring, and even helped our mother-in-law choose a new wife for Chris. And how can I forget the many times you stole money from other people in the house and then blamed me for it? Honestly, I was kind enough to put up with you this whole time. I know! I'm sorry, Naomi. I didn't put enough thoughts into my actions. I was so jealous of you for handling everything in the house so well and making everyone happy. On the contrary, I'm just a clumsy girl who doesn't even know how to clean the floor properly. I thought I'd make everyone like me by pretending to be pregnant, but I didn't anticipate how far things would actually go. Can you give me a second chance? You could try to come home and persuade Mom and Flynn, but I know them well enough to know that they will never forgive you for what you did. But I can't let go of this wealthy family. They provide me with a lavish lifestyle that I could have only dreamed of. Please help me, Naomi. Even after being treated like dirt, you still cling to them? Simone, your greed and shamelessness are definitely insatiable. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do to help you. Flynn filed for a no-fault divorce a few days later, without Simone's consent. Simone, unable to let go of the luxurious life she once enjoyed, repeatedly showed up at Flynn's doorstep, begging for his forgiveness and even attempting to break into his house. However, all she received in return were insults and disdainful stares from her ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law. Not only that, they even had her arrested on charges of disturbing their peace and illegal trespassing. After finding out that his own profile had been uploaded to Tinder and other dating websites, Chris became furious with his mother. He and I eventually decided to move out and start a new life together. Our new home is just as spacious and gorgeous as the old one, but more importantly, it's filled with love and laughter. Every day we spend together is a day that we learn to appreciate our little family. Simone left her poor dog Peter at Flynn's house, but my mother-in-law, Cindy, said she didn't want to see anything that had to do with Simone, so she almost took Peter to the pet shelter. However, I intervened and brought Peter with me to my new home. After all, he's the hero who saved me from being bullied and taken advantage of by Simone, so I'm more than happy to take care of him and give him a new life. Chris agreed to leave his former job and pursue a career that would allow him to spend more time with his family and not have to go on long business trips. And what was meant to be finally has come to pass. I was overjoyed the day I found out I was pregnant with Chris's baby. A brand new journey awaits me, filled with hope and expectation. This time, I will only surround myself with people who truly value my worth.